Hello and welcome to The German Guy Reviews. I am the German Guy. The 90s were a pretty awesome time. And no, I am not just saying this because I am a true 90s kid or because we had the best video games and best TV shows. I mean that on a global level. Communism was defeated, democracy was taking over the world, economies were stabilizing, hunger, disease and wars were decreasing, and in a lot of ways many of those positive trends continue till this day. But in other areas we fucked up, like hard. Sorry you guys. Sorry that the Nazis are back. We did all we could, like nothing. We rightfully like to remember this time period, because not only was the world simpler, but we were younger, and when you are, the world is a lot more exciting. Everything is, really. Does this little speech have anything to do with the movie of the day, besides the fact that it is the most 90s of all 90s thingies? Nope. But starting is the most hardest part, and I have to start somewhere. Manta Manta, in all caps, is a film where all the big newcomers of the 90s got together, and it was quickly known as one of the worst films that were ever produced. Most of the actors today admit that they were ashamed to ever be in it, but it also has achieved cult status for being the kind of movie that shoots 90s beams and turns humans, animals and plants into Tamagotchis and Pokemon. And since I wasn't part of the adult part of the population when this movie came out, but a little human meatball busy shitting itself, my movie review would have consisted only of gaga goo goo. So now that I'm a few more days older, let's see if I can do a bit more thoughtful in-depth analysis of this film. Probably not. Gaga goo goo. This is Manta Manta. The movie begins with a bunch of shots of cars. Cool cars. Manly cars. Cars that say, aren't these like cars? I have absolutely zero knowledge about automobiles. It's like sports to me. I don't have any interest. I don't understand how that can be a hobby. I don't mind if people do, but to me a car needs to have 4 wheels and bring me from A to B and back. If you like it to pay $20 for one trip to the supermarket, go ahead. Anyway, our main character named Bertie and his car gang, okay, that doesn't sound nearly as intimidating as motorcycle gang, are doing what all motorized clubs are doing. Driving around, running their wheels and wasting lots and lots of precious resources. Ah yes, the days when global warming was already common knowledge, but it was still far enough away to go, tree hugger idiots. And so Bernie and his gang continue to break every conceivable traffic law and intentionally causing an accident. Remember, these are the heroes, and the guy to whom it happened to was a snobby snob guy, so it's all okay. I also would like to draw your attention to their unbelievably cheesy outfits. Take a long hard look at that, people. The 80s died only to make room for this. After hours of driving around, doing one Autobahn race after the other, the group decides to stop at a grill station. But the rich I am so better than you guy followed them the whole day to tell them they are all dumb as shit. I mean, you are right, of course, and you will be proven right even more in a few minutes, but following them all day long just to tell them that, it doesn't make you look less like a loser. Bertie challenges Mr. High and Mighty to a race, betting 5,000 mark, that he for some reason carries around in his pocket. His girlfriend Uschi tells him that he is a dumb asshole for using all their money for stupid shit like that. I am starting to asking myself why am I even here. The movie apparently makes the critique for me. The next morning he manages to calm her down a bit, but then fucks up again when his girlfriend demands to bring her to work before he goes to the car wash, which he refuses since a friend of his, named Klaus, played by Michael Kessler, is dumb like half a dozen bricks and can't even do that alone. Herr Kessler seems to receive only the most dignified of roles. I heard in his next movie he is going to play the jester for a king. And he has to smear dung all over his face. Bertie tells her in the most macho way that between her and his car, he favors his car, because it doesn't complain so much, and naturally she runs off very pissed. Good job, girl! Hashtag strong independent woman, hashtag feminism, and she goes with the next sleazebag. Uschi tries to catch a boss, but she is too late, so she gets into the next pretty car that she sees, with a guy in it whose first question is, how much? Which he thinks is an actual serious good pickup line. Then he touches her cheek, even though they only known one another for only 5 minutes, and further asks if she would like to join his party where they will have a best lady beauty contest.
Hey guys, guess who's back? Oh! 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 Oh God!
No need to thank me.
Ah!
I am not a hero. I am a mere defender of the office. You know who's a real hero? Hero from Heroes. That's a hero. Also Bono.
That should be around 250 years of female progress undone. So I think we can start at 0 again. -4 days. While Uschi's driving around with the slime ball, Klaus is convinced by a bunch of other douchebags, led by the snob, to piss in his new boots to make them fit better. Because, as he says, that's what German soldiers did at Stalingrad too. No, all wrong, you heard it all wrong. It wasn't piss, it was poo. And it wasn't in their boots, it was inside their heads. We then have a scene with Bertie and another friend of his named Gerd that wants him to follow a woman that he met at work so he can talk to her, which resulted in Gerd losing his work. But hey, at least we can watch cars go very fast for another couple of minutes, so there's that. The 90s were full of rushed, not thought through decisions like that. Starting with the reunification. Fucking East Germans. Their brilliant attempts at romance of shouting out of a window, telling the woman how much her car sucks, surprisingly fail for some inexplicable reason, resulting in them getting on a car truck. And if you are now starting to think that this whole movie consists only of time-filling scenes with a bunch of stupid Manta driver and other degenerate jokes, you would be absolutely right. But from time to time there is some resemblance of a continuous plot. Namely that our hero tries to pimp his car so that it can beat the other one. Let me get this straight. You challenged the other guy to a race because you were oh so confident you can beat him just like that. But now you have to spend God knows how much money to tune your car because it wasn't so awesome as you thought, rendering the prize money obsolete. And maybe leaves you with less money than what you started with. At some point, a person has to realize that these mine is bigger than yours games are just not worth it. Or am I missing something here? Oh wait, what am I even talking about? That's the whole point of self-destructive behavior. Anyway, Bertie tries to talk to his girlfriend, only for it to result in an even worse relationship status. Because, she says, if he can do his little race, she can go to the Miss Beauty contest. Oh, wonderful! We have arrived at day 1 of feminism. Defiance that isn't really defiance because it's all happening within the confines of male dominance. But hey, as I said, you have to start somewhere. Bertie and his best friend also get in a fight because Gerd has gotten himself a diploma in night school, which Bertie views as his friend thinking he is better than him, which he lets us know with his whiny, barely out of puberty voice. There are movies where I get a million different reasons why I should be on the side of the protagonist. And then there are stories where it's about who I hate less. Kind of like elections, really. Bertie gets into a car race when he was going to a football match, overusing his car engine, resulting in overheating and ruining it. Meanwhile, Klausi has a date and bumps into the slime blob of a person that was trying to get into Ushi's pants. He decided to follow him, resulting in, what else? More cars going very fast. And then people say Fast and the Furious is dumb and lacking any plot. Klausi tries to get rid of the other guy, while the best that the human species has to offer music-wise plays in the background. Am I going to look back on this time period at some day and realize how stupid and silly it all was? Nah, not gonna happen. Especially my love for Kingdom Hearts. That will be always considered cool. Our favorite idiot eventually does manage to get out of his predicament, while the other couple arrive in a car workshop. And of course, tensions are high, because there's not much time left until the big race starts.
And the prom's tomorrow!
Back to Klausi, who gets found by the other guy once again, who at this point looks like he is out for murder. Meanwhile, our other two cool dudes got so desperate that they decided to, quote-unquote, borrow one of the motors from Gert's former workplace. We cut back to Klausi trying to get the car dry as fast as possible because it isn't even his own but that of Gert. They manage it fast enough and then go to the West Side Club where the race between Bertie and the arrogant fuckface will take place and whose owner is none other than the guy who plans to do the beauty contest with Ushi.
Oh yeah, it's all coming together.
Bertie gets into a fight with the club owner because he doesn't want his girlfriend to be part of such a degrading show. That is, he doesn't want Ushi to be degraded as long as he isn't doing the degrading. And then our super duper smart boy has the next bright idea. He gets drunk because of his frustration while the race is just a few hours away. And then he suddenly thinks to himself he should definitely go to the radio station of the guy that constantly and throughout the movie makes bad Manta driver jokes. Yeah, we will storm his recording booth, drag him away from his desk, and then scream at him. That will definitely prove that Manta drivers are not uneducated, uncontrolled proletarians. What were we talking about? Ushi, in the meantime, won the beauty contest. That turned out to be nothing more than a titty show. I am very confused about my own ideals. Gerd runs up to her, informing her that Bertie is about to do the race in his flat-out drunk state. So she gets the car keys from Lord Ducerino and goes after him. When she finds him, she tells him that not only she needs him, but they do, by which she means that she is pregnant. Aha. Anything else? Maybe someone suddenly has cancer out of nowhere? Or there's a bomb that needs to be defused with a red or blue cable. Come on, I want to win that cliché bingo. No, instead they go for the sidekick that becomes the real hero cliché. After Bertie has been convinced not to throw his life away, Klausi joins the group, saying he is going to do the race for his friend. After initial starting problems, Klausi quickly begins to get a feel for the car and drives through the night and the early morning. Both of the guys constantly switch between first and second place. The owner of the nightclub arrives at the scene, screaming at Ushi for stealing his car, but is quickly scared away by Bertie and his incredible punching sound effect. When the slime fountain drives away, the snob dude can't see him in time, resulting in a car accident. Everyone around is helping as fast as possible, and the guy is okay, since he is more concerned with his car and his suit. There's a piece of bone coming out of his leg. My car! Also, The woman that Klausi went on a date with is happy for his victory and she gives him a kiss. While suddenly Wind of Change starts to play. Remember when the Berlin Wall came down just a few years ago? It has nothing to do with anything in this. We want you to remember that. And who doesn't want to imagine a bright future with these geniuses around? And then everybody hugs and kisses, goes home, and then the credits roll. And that is a movie. I think. So, what is the final impact on me? Well, it is without question enjoyably dumb, and I can definitely see why this flick got its cult status. But I have a few issues here and there. For starters, what's up with all those subplots? Klausi ruining the car that he borrowed, or that Gerd was getting a diploma and Bertie was after that constantly pissing on his lawn? Never brought up again. The thing with Ushi's baby is supposed to be cute and romantic, but honestly, it disturbs me. It comes across more like, well, he put a baby in me, gotta stay with him now. Which brings us to my biggest complaint. Bertie. I hate this character. Let me specify, I hate this type of character. What I mean is this. It is okay if a character has flaws, even big ones. Take for instance Stan from American Dad or Duckman. Both huge assholes in their own right. But then from time to time, when it really matters, they show that they try, that they care. They try to be nice. They try to improve every day. But in this film I get flashbacks from Wetlands here. Bertie is a huge ignorant douche to everyone around him. And just like it was in that pseudo-feminist movie, there's never a moment where he apologizes for his behavior. It's exactly the same kind of thing. It's like, oh no, we already started the credits. Well, guess no more lines then. The sentence, you know, I'm sorry for what I said. Oh, don't worry, I already forgot about it. Seems overused, but now that it is missing entirely, I really would like to hear it. We are supposed to be on his side just because he is the main character, but that just doesn't work for me. Other than that, yeah, it's just a brainless movie about brainless guys driving around in their show-off cars. And it was pretty obvious the first 10 minutes that this wasn't going to be a Shakespearean deep think theater experience. My advice, buy a couple of beers, skip over the scenes with dialogue, watch some nice pre-CGI race car scenes and get into the spirit. The German guy out and auf Wiedersehen.